Definitely, man. So, Ryan, my next two questions are brought to you by B&D Sports Media. I'll let you have your take, and I'll have mine when you end it. What do you think the Cardinals, your former team, needs to take the next step in the following 2022 season, man?
Hmm. So wow, from what I've seen, okay, player wise. So I think they could use another receiver. When I say receive, like I don't know, I think they need another receiver to sort of balance the offense. I think Kyler Murray is maturing. I expect a little bit more out of it, a little bit more from him this year. I think defensively, they probably could use another corner, to help out on that side of the ball. And it sounds like they're going to lose Chandler Jones.
He left. He went to the Raiders.
The Raiders, right? So they're going to need to get a pass rusher. And living here in the Houston area, I mean, man, how could you not love JJ Watt? I mean, the dude is. I remember first moving here. And another Hawkeye, Bo Porter, at the time was just starting out as the manager for the Houston Astros. Man, J.J. Watt let my son and Lloyd Bickham, another Hawkeye. He took pictures with him, man, held him up. And it's not about he's really a good guy. And a guy like that, if he can stay healthy, but they still, I think they're receiver possibly on offense. I think that they're a corner and pass rush on defense. And I think you see the Cardinals elevate to another level.
Definitely. I think the tight end from the Eagles, they brought him back, Ertz.
Yeah. Ertz.
Mm-hmm. To I think a 2-year deal, 2 or 3 year deal. Having him for the whole season, I think will flourish that offense, man.
It's going to help because, so for example, like Kyler Murray is a phenomenal athlete. You can he had a couple plays I'm sure that he would want back, but having in my era, take the Dallas Cowboys, and Jay Novacek was always an outlet for Troy Aikman, right? And Ertz may become that outlet for Kyler Murray in that same situation.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't think it's Kyler's flaw from last year, and this rolls it to the next question: who, in your mind, deserves more fault for last season's losing season?
Who would I put most of the fault on? Who would I put most of the fault on?
Yeah.
I'm going to say, and it's not like I'm coming down on like anybody per se, but defense as a whole, to me, I thought there were a couple more plays that could be, that could be made on defense, because correct me if I'm wrong, but I felt like the Cardinals, they were scoring enough points,
Definitely.
So I think that. And that's not to say that any coach or anybody was horrible or anything like that. I just thought that they needed more plays from the defensive side of the field. I thought.
Definitely. Well, how I'm seeing this thing, I think the coaching staff really and truly, because you have all the talent there. Kyler, he's a top 5 quarterback, and you have the receiving core from last year, D-Hop. Kirk, AJ Green, you got Zach Ertz from the Eagles
coming in late. Yep.
Yeah. Then the James Conner, the running back core. What else could they do?
That's why I said I think offensively, for the most part, they were solid. I mean, I remember the one play with AJ Green. Like I said, Kyler Murray made a few. He definitely made a few mistakes here and there. But I think on the offensive side of the ball, for the most part, they were pretty good last year. And so I think that on the defensive side, whether it was coaching, guys making more plays, being in position, I think That's where I like to see more out of the Cardinals.
Definitely. Kingsbury's probably on a tight leash. That's just my guess.
Yeah, you know what? I don't know and can't tell, right? And the reason why I say that is because he possibly had an opportunity to jump ship, you know, with different jobs that were open, and he didn't. So to me, we'll see, but that would tell me that there's some insurance that was given to him. You know, I could see the Cardinals saying, "Hey, man, you're our guy." Now, whether that means 2 years or 3 years or what that means, but I think he's okay for now. I think he's okay, unless it just implodes, But I don't see that. I don't see that happening either. Yeah.
Hey, it seems like he's losing the locker room. Kyler doing all that stuff on social media, following the Cardinals. That's the voice of the locker room right there. Your
it's tough, because I debated this, and for me, being a player, I would be the type of player I would never discuss another player's money situation. That is for that player to handle, to figure out what their worth is, what their family, their longevity or whatnot. I think Kyler Murray was sending some sort of message, it's in theory, it's a little early to ask for a contract extension, but I think he was putting them on notice, a little ahead of time. And sometimes too, again, from being a player, I don't know without talking to him if that's coming from him or that's coming from his advisors, meaning his agents, right? Because sometimes, man, I don't, I've seen it to where sometimes it's the player, and the player is making that decision, but sometimes it's the agent to start a narrative as well. And the agent might be, already putting them on notice to say, hey, you know what? We feel like our guy's a top 5 guy, or he's moving in that direction. You know what? Hey, let's get ready to do this. And so I don't know, but I'm not going to say anything bad about Kyler Murray and money. To me, as another player, even a former player, to me, talking about another guy's money, whatever like that, I stay out of that. That's something that they have to handle on their own. Yeah,
definitely. Yeah, with his production on the field in the regular season is aces, but the thing that he needs is a playoff resume to go in there and ask for a lot of money. What do you think the owner is going to say about that?
It's tough.
It's a touchy subject.
It's a very touchy subject, and for me, it's more so. I look at it more so as just like this was his second year that he played, right? So, like I say, in theory, I don't want to talk about the financial part of it or whatever like that. In theory, you get out to about your third year. You played through your third season. I think he's a season early. He gets through this third season, and he has a productive year. I think that now you have to start looking at structuring a deal for him.